It seems Gavin Newsom is facing backlash from all sides over his mishandling of the California fire crisis and the LA ICE riots. From Mel Gibson to Bill Maher, critics agree he's slow, self-absorbed, and unfit to lead. But no one went after him harder than Joe Rogan, who didn't hold back when asked for his take.
See what's going on. Obviously, you've seen what's going on in California. But the governor gave this creepy fucking speech where he was talking about speculators coming in and talking about what to do with the land of all these homes that have been burnt down while it's still only 6% contained. And he did this little dance like, I've been talking with these, with the governor of Hawaii about what to do. We got some ideas. A speculator. We're gonna have some meetings. Like, he's
really.
This rant hit at the very moment California was literally up in flames. And what was Gavin Newsom doing? Virtually nothing. Homes, businesses, and entire neighborhoods were under threat. Yet instead of protecting the people who put him in office, Newsom was busy cozying up to speculators for a quick profit. The backlash came fast and furious, but he didn't budge. That's when Joe Rogan stepped in, unleashing a blistering takedown that left Newsom reeling. Up next, here's the clip of Newsom discussing speculators while LA burned. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Now, let's roll the footage.
It's so creepy because it's happening while these people their houses have been burned, all their childhood memorabilia, all the stuff for their kids, the photos, the fucking everything they have is gone. All heirlooms, their mother's wedding ring, that kind of shit. Everything's burnt to the ground. And this guy's like standing in front of all this stuff, and he's got a smile on his face, and he's talking about land use.
The development plans.
Watch this. Play this.
I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
With a big smile on his face.
See how easy it is to conclude that Gavin Newsom simply didn't care about his constituents, who smiles while homes and businesses of the very people who elected him are burning to the ground. Even if he was working behind the scenes, grinning in front of cameras as California burned didn't project leadership, it projected indifference. Optics matter. In times of crisis, they matter even more. Californians didn't need a staged photo op, they needed a governor who showed real concern. Instead, they got smirks and silence. That's the heart of the problem. Leadership isn't just about policy, it's about presence. And Newsom's presence felt like a slap in the face to families watching their lives turn to ash.
Look at the little wiggle he does with his shoulders. Speculator, watch this. Talking to Josh. Look at this little wiggle. It's excited about the possibilities of speculators coming in. And he's saying, we're move forward. We're going to move forward on that. These people lost their homes. A lot of those people don't even have fire insurance because the fire insurance pulled out of California. I think 69% of fire insurance pulled out of California because they're like, this is too crazy. You guys aren't doing jack shit to manage this. You're not clearing the brush. The amount of money they could have saved by just clearing brush, by filling the reservoir, that 11 million gallon reservoir was completely empty during the time of full fire season. Why didn't you fix that?
Yeah.
It's all insanely mismanaged. And then this guy is on television talking about, we're real excited about that. Doing a dance in front of the burned down home that people used to sleep in.
You could see the anger all over Rogan's face. This wasn't just for show. He was genuinely furious. And here's where things get even more shocking. Why was the water reservoir bone dry during the fire crisis? Because a massive share of it had been diverted to grow almonds. Yes, almonds. Now, almonds are a big part of California's agricultural economy, no doubt. But at what cost? Are we really putting nuts above neighborhoods? While lives were on the line and homes were burning, water was being pumped into orchards instead of being reserved for firefighting. That's not strategy, it's negligence disguised as economics. The state had a chance to put people first, and instead it chose profit. No wonder Rogan, and half of California, were furious. But here's the kicker. While all this was unfolding, Newsom wasn't just cozying up to speculators. He decided it was the perfect time to boost his image by launching his own podcast, a move that drew even more fire from Joe Rogan. Take a look.
What is Gavin Newsom really trying to do here by launching a podcast? Be the next Joe Rogan? Well, that's not going to work because the world's most successful podcaster has absolutely slammed Gavin Newsom for this, posting on X, if the ick was a podcast. What an endorsement. Also, journalist Michael Schellenberger has taken aim at Gavin Newsom on X, saying you cut fire prevention, LA burned. You spent $24 billion on homelessness, it rose by 40%. You reduced penalties for violent crime. It's 31% higher in California than in the US as a whole. And instead of taking responsibility, you're trying to become an influencer. It's pathetic.
Gavin Newsom has one of the worst track records of any California governor, period. Time and again, he's shown a troubling pattern of prioritizing optics over outcomes, image over impact. Whether it's staging photo ops or chasing headlines, Newsom appears more focused on polishing his personal brand than serving the people who elected him. His leadership feels hollow, driven less by principle and more by ego. And now, some Democrats are floating his name as a potential presidential candidate. Seriously? That's not ambition, it's delusion. If the party thinks Gavin Newsom is the answer, then they're asking the wrong question. He won't win a national election. And honestly, he shouldn't. Because if he ever did make it to the White House, we wouldn't be getting competence. We'd be getting chaos dressed up in a designer suit and marketed as progress. America deserves better than a man who failed his state and thinks he's earned a promotion for it.
Although I did get like a bizarre, I did enjoy affecting the election.
Dude, imagine. I can imagine.
I did enjoy it because I didn't want to. I did not want to get involved in any way, shape, or form. But it got so weird.
Yeah, you'd expressed that publicly in the past.
I was like, I don't want to have nothing, and I don't want to have anything to do with it in the future. I didn't want to. I just felt sucked into it. I'm like, like we can't do this again. We can't do it with these same people that fucked us for 4 years, and then they're gonna we're gonna do it differently now.
Figures like Gavin Newsom and AOC are exactly why people like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk have distanced themselves from the modern left and shifted toward the center-right. This wasn't some sudden political conversion. It was a reaction to the chaos. The nonstop wokeness, the virtue signaling, the performative politics, it all became too much. What started as a movement rooted in progress and justice has morphed into a circus of contradictions, where outrage matters more than outcomes. Instead of correcting course, the Democratic Party doubled down, pushing away anyone who dared to question the new orthodoxy.
Welcome back. Anti-ICE protests erupting across Los Angeles and major blue cities over the weekend. President Trump not backing down on his illegal immigration crackdown, particularly when it comes to criminality. He posted on Truth Social about the expansion of efforts to detain and deport illegals in big blue cities like Los Angeles, Chicago, and New York.
Recently, the president ordered the deportation of illegal immigrants in 4 major U.S. cities. In most places, the operation went smoothly, but not in Gavin Newsom's California. What began as a peaceful protest quickly spiraled into chaos, clashes with police, looting, and widespread destruction. And where was Governor Newsom during all this? Sitting on his hands, as officers were overrun and communities thrown into turmoil. Instead of restoring order, he chose to virtue signal, siding with the protesters and refusing to act decisively. His inaction didn't just embolden the mob, it endangered his own citizens. In the end, President Trump had no choice but to call in the National Guard to stabilize the situation. Only then did Newsom respond, and not with accountability, but with a tweet dripping in political theater. While his state burned, he was more concerned with optics than order. And this is the man some want in the White House. Give me a break.
Now, Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, claimed today that Donald Trump has not called him, not even left a voicemail. He also said Americans should be alarmed that a president deploying Marines onto our streets doesn't even know who he's talking to. That's what Newsom claimed. That prompted Donald Trump to show the receipts.
He said the first call to Gavin Newsom was not picked up. The second call Gavin picked up. We spoke for 16 minutes. I told him to essentially, quote, and this is quoting the president, get his ass in gear and stop the riots, which were out of control more than anything else. This shows what a liar he is. Said I never called. So here is the evidence. And here is the call log that the president sent me from his phone. This was June the 7th.
Oh, there's so much to unpack there, but let's start off with, how does the governor forget a 16-minute phone call with the president?
Not only is Gavin Newsom proving to be inept and inefficient, but if Trump's claim holds true, he's also a flat-out liar. 4 weeks, the left-wing media hammered Trump for supposedly deploying the National Guard to California without consulting the governor. The narrative was simple. Trump acted recklessly and unilaterally. I'll admit, I bought into it too. But then Trump dropped the receipts. A call log showing he spoke with Newsom for 16 minutes before the order was issued. 16 minutes. That's not a missed call, not a quick voicemail, that's a full conversation. So either Newsom conveniently forgot, or he deliberately misled the public to play the victim. And as usual, the media ran with it without question. This isn't just political theater, it's calculated deception. When leadership is absent and honesty is optional, chaos fills the void. And yet, some Democrats still want to put this man on the national stage. The rest of America should think twice before buying what California is selling.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. And I ask my fellow Angelenos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon.
More and more people are calling for Gavin Newsom's resignation. And honestly, who can blame them? Californians are exhausted by his endless stream of empty rhetoric and performative leadership. Time and again, he's shown he's simply not fit to govern a state as complex and vital as California. From his disastrous handling of wildfires to the housing crisis and rising crime, Newsom's record is a masterclass in failure. And let's not forget the absurd decision to divert precious water reserves to almond farming while fires tore through communities. Almonds over people? That's not just poor judgment. It's a complete abdication of duty. So how does someone with such skewed priorities end up on a presidential shortlist? It's laughable. Californians entrusted him with their homes, their safety, and their future. And on every front, he's failed. Resignation isn't just a demand, it's a necessity. As for the presidency, he doesn't deserve to be anywhere near it. From mismanaging crises and siding with rioters, to lying about conversations with Trump and prioritizing optics over outcomes, his record speaks for itself. Under his watch, California is crumbling, and instead of taking responsibility, he deflects, deceives, and doubles down. Calls for his resignation aren't partisan noise, they're a desperate cry for real leadership. And if Democrats think Gavin Newsom is the future of their party, America had better brace itself, because Newsom in the White House would be a national disaster. And on that note, we'll wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed this frank political commentary, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.